KRCL is on the air and on a mission to entertain and inspire. The listener-supported, community-based radio station has pumped out diverse music, connecting people for decades. No wonder why it's known as the soundtrack for Utah's Wasatch Front and beyond.
The radio is one of the outstanding developments of the 20th century. With modern radio sending and receiving equipment, it is possible to establish communication instantaneously from any place at any time.
It's Spring Radiothon. We're looking for your support of this beloved community radio station. We only know how much you love it when you make a call, and we can read your name on air, and thank you. So thank you so much.
Salt Lake City radio.
We're going to have an army of volunteers and so much support from the community to help us rebuild. We lost it.
Jones in Mott's Cafe, broadcasting live for a radiothon kickoff with Al Bastrick, not KRCL's Punk Rock Farmer.
When I found KRCL, I felt like I had found my people. Like,
yeah.
What is this? What is this radio station? It's not like anything I had ever heard.
The LDS nation, looking for the community station.
Since 1979, KRCL has been a voice for the voiceless in a community that's been pretty conservative and still is to this day.
Part of KRCL's mission is to provide programming for underserved segments in our community, marginalized voices, to bring in voices and ideas and sounds and stories that you're just not going to find in mainstream media. You get music that covers all genres.
Greetings. It's time for reggae sounds here on Smile Jamaica. My name is Robert Nelson. Glad to be here playing all killer, no filler roots reggae sounds for your listening pleasure.
Welcome to the Bluegrass Express. My name is Bill Cabillas, bringing the bluegrass music to Salt Lake City, to Utah, to the U.S., to the world.
It's 12 o'clock, which means it is time for 12 o'clock Women Who Rock, where we feature and celebrate a different female artist every day.
Good evening, blues fans. It is blues time once again here in the capital city. Brian Kelm here with you on the Red, White, and Blues program, here to blow away your good old Monday blues.
Kuyen at talakulan hiyan mastima hiba no point hiba FM.
I just think that's really important, that we're a source for music that you don't hear everywhere else, and for voices that have difficulties being heard.
I don't know if we're ever gonna release, but we really like playing it. Cool. It's called Cardboard.
Sammy Brew and the Grinders right here on KRCL 90.9 FM.
Civic engagement is our enterprise, whether it's through music, which I wouldn't take that lightly. Music is very important to a community. Honestly, we're a community radio station, and I think the first words of that is community.
So if you're an artist and you work large scale...
Great programs like Radioactive that brings in community voices to talk about issues affecting our community. And then you have programs like Living the Circle of Life, which plays traditional Native American music from many tribes across America, as well as talks about some of the issues affecting the Native American community.
Do the people around you, and did you feel discouraged to even engage in the political system?
Yeah, I think it's very encouraging to know that two of our own Navajo Nation members are part of the commission, because I feel like all these years our voices have been ignored.
Remember, you are valid and you are important. We'll see you next Sunday. We're going to leave you with tiny hands.
Our origins come from folks opposing KSL's license renewal because they felt there wasn't an opportunity for alternative voices to access the airwaves.
There were a group of local activists, including Stephen Holbrook, our founder, and they were frustrated that there wasn't any media coverage of the Vietnam War as far as opposing views.
To be willing to have the questioning directed strictly at the issue of the war and Nixon's actions, say, as opposed to questions we might be asked about anti-war.
And so they protested outside of KSL, and they demanded anti-war coverage. KSL eventually let them on the air and let them talk about their views.
And I saw the importance of the media, and I compared that to demonstrators on a corner handing out a leaflet, and I thought, you know, there needs to be some sort of outlet for a variety of community groups to share their message.
Stephen Holbrook knew that this was so important, that there was a commercial-free form of media in the city.
As a result, KSL donated to KRCL to get off the ground and was very supportive.
KSL, through Bonneville International and some support from the LDS Church, liked the idea of us doing a lot of minority programming, possibly in part because KSL wasn't doing it. My main emphasis was that there are lots of groups, both musically and also culturally and racially, who are not represented in the local media, and they need a voice in the city.
We started as a form of media that pushed out anti-war messaging, but then we quickly became this community hub for music and events and engagement, and here we are now.
Mods Cafe, thank you, Mods!
Everything we do is about how do we provide for community and how do we continue to keep partnerships with all the community organizations.
40 years later and 80,000 listeners who keep the station supported financially feels like a success to me.
Giving us a call at 800-359-9191.
I think there will always be a need for community involvement, for connecting up with people that you can actually meet or attend a concert with or participate with.
Program, James Lewis. I think there will be greater need for this person-to-person contact and knowing your neighbors and getting involved in where you live.
So the local aspect of KRCL is its future and its present success.
KRCL is a listener-sponsored community radio station. Stay with us today and let us make the Wasatch Front a better place to communicate.
This is Utah is made possible in part by the George S. and Dolores Story Eccles Foundation, the Utah Office of Tourism, the Lawrence T. and Janet T. D. Foundation, and the contributing members of KUED. Thank you.